budget, you can only have one value in a dimension. So with our plant being dimension, he said I had to have a different budget. Yeah, so like the plant dimension,
No,
I could only populate it with one number.
I hear his instruction, I completely don't understand that.
Yeah, I'd want clarification. Like I said, I've never entered in budget information into NAV. You know, we always say we're not NAV experts, and I always defer to the NAV experts on that.
We're gonna get our NAV expert on
Yeah,
that.
because it
makes no sense to
seems
me also.
strange that you would have to do that.
Really strange.
Yeah,
And
as
so-
I was entering it, I said it was ridiculous.
And so, Brian, we have multiple budget sets to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have 2 sets of P&L budgets. We have 3 sets, another set for adjustments,
Mhm.
and then 2 other sets that we have to use for tonnage. And we'd like to use even another one for tonnage that we can double down on. So I know we should be able to pick one of those as a budget set, the one if I want to pick for tons, if I want
Right.
to pick for this one P&L budget set. So clearly, we can't use STAR, or else we could, but we
Well,
can't because we have tons.
Well, you could do 15-*D, right? Those are all my dollar ones for all my plans. Right. That would return anything that starts with 15 dash. Although you'll have to, you know, go ahead and close out of there. Once you do that drop down, if you try and enter in a value that doesn't exist, so 15-*-D.
Oh, yeah. So,
That should return all budgets that start with 15 and end with that D. Put a double quotes around the whole thing and see if that works. There. I don't know if that's actually going to work, but.
and we did use total in account here.
So that's why.
Two totalings, because the
Okay,
five,
so,
the 5,000 is the beginning,
Fun stuff.
is the beginning.
right, so when
balance.
the chart has the beginning and the end.
Right, but you don't. Those are totaling. If you don't want totaling accounts in there, right? We don't want to. We want to. Right now, we want to know what is the balance of those accounts.
Right, so what I was gonna say though is how do you use that totaling account in this scenario?
Well, if you're using the totaling account, you could just put in the one totaling.
I
the
could just
totaling
look at one account in there.
Yeah, if you just put in the totaling account, that sums
So
up
it's
all those
the-
values.
51,
And 58.
Influence your ability to drill down.
9, yes.
It's a good question. Well, no, it's a good question.
What was the?
Because it should just,
Which was
it's gonna pull, yeah, it should just pull the records associated with that one account, right? Yeah, so I don't think you could drill down on a
So
total account.
if you, I think what we're hearing is if you use a range of accounts
Go
exclusive
ahead.
of the total, you'll have an ability to drill down.
Okay.
If you use the total, you may not.
I'll tell you what, it's the
Oh, but-
same values reoccurring with just putting the total account versus putting the whole range in.
That's what he's saying, but if you have your range,
It
you
may
can
affect
drill
the
down.
drill down capability.
But if you go back to that, to the report view, there was a drill down there, so.
Yeah, so give it a try. I mean, it
Give it
will
a
pop
shot.
up, but it
Yeah.
it may not show you what it is you're interested in seeing. Yeah, please. Oh, go into your data source settings. And go to drill down. It's on the left-hand side, about the 5th one down. Choose the jet data grid for right now. Do that. Okay, now give it a whirl. But actually, I'll be honest, I don't know the true answer to that, but.
This is gonna be, we should have done that, this is gonna be a ton.
Lost revenue?
What's just the balances?
Yeah, it's just looking for the transaction, so I don't,
Oh,
yep, so it is actually pulling
First
up,
part.
okay. So pulling up every entry that makes up those totals.
But this, and it still shows the account, the individual account.
Mm-hmm, it should have the front and then
Okay.
the front
So-
plant there.
Can you export that or no?
Do we know what the total is supposed to be on
The
that?
report, like
Account?
You can export that in.
the drill down one you had?
Yeah.
In, Endless.
Oh, okay. Like in
Right.
Division you're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay. I wasn't sure if you could export it directly from your drill down from there.
see, here's the reports, right? And these, you can export right into Excel.
From the accounting software. not from jet reports.
Is there?
Yes.
That clearly means, no, I have no idea what that means.
I know, but if you're in the jet
drill down
report, so then
views
you
is
have to open the
denied.
accounting software, rerun the.
Oh, I think that's the
accounting
error
Well,
from the
we're
first
looking at a summary right there. so
error where
you
it
don't
said
need
there was
to
no
tell.
drill down selected.
I know, that's what I'm
I
saying,
guess
I was
that's-
like, but you might be looking for a specific
read that
value within that or a specific thing,
Yeah,
so.
you can copy and paste.
You can
Yeah.
copy, okay.
Yeah, from that drill down, or from the, yeah, that little window, you do have to do select all, select C, you can't do right click, it won't
Okay.
work.
Alright, so we do.
If I was to cut this over, it's like, oh man, I messed up, I want that over here, will it still, it'll still flow like an Excel in the other?
Yep.
functions?
Yeah, it shows that you moved those dates, so.
Perfect, okay. I mean, I don't think, I mean,
You don't think what?
I'm thinking about thinking,
So our biggest issue here is gonna be the way that we've entered the budgets.
clearly.
And is that what
What,
we should have done?
we're gonna get on the phone as soon as we get out of here.
Okay. So that's gonna be our biggest issue there, because then if we wanted tons, then we were just gonna have to go select the T instead of the dollar.
I'm hoping that's the problem. If it is, that's a good answer from a jet standpoint.
And you can always build that in to that little statement, right? Make that an option, do you want tonnage or dollars, T or D? And then it places that value into that formula. 15 dash star dash cell reference to another cell, is that gonna be T or D? And that would pull everything. It does seem very excessive.
Sounds gotta be more than.
Yeah, most of the time when I see people's budgets, it's just like, it's 2015.
Well, yeah, that's,
But then again, I've never dealt with anybody that has their budget for tonnage and money and this, and then separated by plan.
And one
It's
thing that-
pretty, just by account or customer or something like that.
one thing that you said, the adjustments, that's not a budget.
Budget set. Or, unless y'all are changing it.
You know, the intention was that to the extent we're gonna put adjusting entries to actuals, it would go in another budget bucket, yes.
So to get your adjusted numbers, you're always gonna have to add the actuals with
Yep, or subtract,
all
yes.
those budgets.
Yes, correct. Because you're gonna have one that's gonna be, I mean, just your true actuals, which you're gonna want always
Now, your adjustments will just then be a balance each time.
for each specific account. So if it could be for landfill, it could be for inventory, whatever. It will affect,
But like, so
Account
the
level
detail
detail.
of those
but
adjustments
it's
are
just
housed
gonna be,
elsewhere.
right. And we should be able to, not even have to create an entry for that. We should be able to go into that budget set, since it is a budget set, and just key the adjustments that are approved.
Yes.
Yeah.
So does,
Because now in this, if we wanted to, in this scenario, and I know we're not really getting a whole lot of work done, we're still asking questions, but it's more in our
No,
database. If I wanted to create, if I wanted to take actuals less a budget set, is that possible?
Mhm.
Without having to have two separate columns and then hide it?
You could take this exact, so let's say I wanna get this minus that.
Yep.
Right? I could take this copy of this GL formula without the equals sign. Because we're just gonna copy it out. And so we'll just say minus that GL function.
And I think that's gonna be important, because you don't want, so you can maintain that drill down.
That's right. Did you follow that one? Okay, so this is formula for just pulling the true actuals. You are able to adjust out, you are able to net out the adjustments by just simply adding in that other filter for that other budget set, and there is one that's proper, and just subtracting it out.
now internally, do you always report with the adjustment? And it's just externally?
No, external,
External included.
I mean, yeah, it's, what are they asking for today?
Because
It's
we'll
why
have to
you
build two sets of
Yes, you will.
reports, obviously.
And from what I,
With
and you-
adjustments and without.
Paul, you probably know better than I, but what I heard from the requirements session is that we need to report it both with.
That's right.
So it's two different.
From a tax purpose, there's no adjustment.
What's driving the adjustments bonus, MIP? Taking it out from a MIP calculation?
That's right.
So it's almost a, yeah.
There's no other reason to do that, the way we do it. Because otherwise, if we did it, we would have an AIUI, asset impairment, unusual items row, that you would just shove everything to. But this is clearly for metrics. You adjust out one-time items for prior period stuff, metrics, whatever, count, for bonus.
So, does everybody want to just start on some reports now? I mean, because if we can keep on doing this, but it's just going to be the same.
Right. I actually would like to do, let's do a trial balance
Together.
together.
Okay.
If you're good with that.
Okay.
We'll try to do that one, and I can show you what I use currently, and then we can try to mimic that.
Please send me that because I don't think I have access to that, Jay.
Of course you don't. I'll send it to you later. How about that? All right. So, do not use my folders.
I'm gonna.
Probably already.
I'm gonna go in and rename them.
Oh my
It's just gonna go in
This
and
is
like
true.
adjust the formulas,
Yeah.
right? So it pulls
Which
what I
happens
want.
very frequently in the.
People are feisty today, I like this.
All right, so this is an example of that's sold. This is our current stuff that we have.
Okay.
It's kind of similar in the terms of how we have to lay it out and whatnot. The end product, kind of the ones that we've done, and this is going to be good because you can do a row replicator with the column replicator because we have obviously all the concatenation. I always say the wrong thing. I promise. Let's just add it now. But all the dimensions separate as well because currently our reports use this is in consolidation, so it tells me what company level it is, so I can actually determine whether or not to filter on it. But then we alternate from budget to actuals for every single month in the year. And so this one only had it through, we have obviously budget through the end of the year, but not actuals because we haven't done that yet. And then we need descriptions, etc.
So in the database, it actually has that full account number. It's not just account 5110. It's 51-10-10. Okay.
There's no concept of a dimension in the legacy system.
Okay. Interesting.
So since we're pulling,
I was gonna say, so like on the ones where you're pulling only certain departments and certain plans, I guess, are you just gonna add on your report, like up at the top, an additional filter?
I mean, we're just gonna go with the, I don't even want to mess with like the other filters right now because I want the full month. I want every account.
Okay.
Because you're going to use that for your balance sheet. You're going to use that for a lot of stuff if you're going to go the trial balance route.
But it seems like in this system, if you're just doing it and you're just pulling all the accounts, it's gonna do like a summary of every department that hits that account, right? Like it'll do it on a segment account level, like equivalent to what we're doing now, right? Or does it break it out by, because each account isn't, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say.
From an account standpoint, the best way to think about the account in division is the account plus the rest of the dimensions. The dimensions are invisible extensions of the chart.
That's what I'm saying. So when we pull in a trial balance similar to what we did, it's gonna be a summary of every department, every plant that hits that account, right? It'll be an
Correct,
account.
unless you
Unless you
specify,
put the department.
unless
in
you specify that.
Okay.
Plant there.
Which is, that's what, okay. I get, now I see what he's doing versus.
So we're going to go into our GL. Nope. Need to go row replicator.
Yes.
One thing I just think about the GP, you can actually have a rows replicator in your GP or GL function for whatever reason.
All right. And we are going to get, now maybe I missed it because I was thinking, but in here, there is only an account. There's not a string.
Correct.
So could
So
you
how-
do like a segmented, not segmented one, like a grouped one? So you have the account and then the sub account, like do similar to a sub, but it would be the plant and then the department. And it would allow you to do what you want.
Right, so the
Maybe
ultimate
like
goal
a
is
work
to have, is it kind of what we were doing before everybody got here?
Yeah.
Here's this account and here's every combination of those dimensions for that account? Okay. Okay, we can do that. So yeah, it'll be a rows equals 2. We'll start off with the rows equals 2. And our table will still go to our GL account table. So it'll give us every GL account. And we want to pull back the number. Right now we're not filtering anything, so we'll just pull back everything the whole shebang.
I wish I could actually see this.
I was gonna say, if you want to put in a filter, because there's no balance sheet, oh no, there is for actual settlement, just not budgets.
But, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
If we want to look at P&L, we can, or